Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Aska, and if you are new here, please subscribe and click the notification bell. So in today's tutorial, we are going to learn how to crochet this crochet ribbed skirt. It's a mini skirt, but you can make it as long as you want. We are going to place a little butterfly on the front just to make it more stylish, but it's not a must. So this is what you're going to make. As you can see, it looks really cute. And we're going to place our butterfly here. So I placed this butterfly here so that this can match with our previous tube top, because it had a butterfly on top of it and also the matching arm warmer. Okay, so this is just a full set. So I'm going to leave the link to those at the description box below, so you can go ahead and check those out, and also how to make this butterfly. You can find the tutorial for this in those videos. Okay, so let us start. So these are the materials you're going to need. You'll need a pair of scissors, a 4.5mm crochet hook, a darning needle to weave in your loose ends and also to attach your butterfly, a tape measure to take your hip measurements and the height of the skirt, and also waist measurements. Though the waist measurements are not that important, you're also going to need a stitch marker and yarn. So for the yarn, you're going to use this sky blue, and it's a Robin. It's a Kenyan brand, and it's an acrylic yarn, and it's a fingering weight yarn. It's a lightweight yarn, so we are going to double our strand, but I would recommend you use any other medium weight yarn, single strand. So let us start. Before we start, let us talk about the measurements. So my skirt measures 14.5 inches when it's not stretched this way. Okay, when you put it on, it's going to stretch. So when you put it on, it's going to stretch and it's going to reduce up to 13.5 or 13 inches. You're going to lose like 1 or 1.5 inches. Okay, so we're going to start with chains that will go up to 16.5 inches. So we're going to give 2-inch allowance. So when you continue with your work, when you're done, it's going to reduce up to this point. Now when you put it on, it's going to reduce further up to 13 or 13.5 inches. Okay, so let us go ahead and start. You're going to make chains that will go up to 16.5. So let's say you want to make a skirt that will measure 18 inches when you put it on. Okay, so you're going to start with chains that will go up to 21. You're going to give a 3-inch allowance. So let's say you want to make a skirt that will measure 20 inches when you put it on. So you're going to give 3-inch allowance. Okay, so you're going to start with 23-inch chains. Okay, so I think that is clear now. So we're going to begin by making a knot. So you're going to hold this end this way. That way. Now let us start. I'm just going to make the chains that I told you. So go ahead and make your chains the way I explained it, and you're going to meet after that. I'm done making my chains, and when you're going to take the measurements, don't stretch your work. Just place it down on top of your tape measure, and you're going to take the measurements. So I wanted 16.5 inches up to this point. Okay, so I'm just going to hold it at that point and undo the extra. Okay, so this is going to do for me. You're going to insert your hook into the second chain from the hook here. Pull up a loop. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over and pull through the 2. Go to the next one. Do the same thing. So we are doing single crochets. And the single crochets, you're going to try to tighten them a little bit. This will be the waistband. Okay, so you're going to make 10 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now you're going to place your stitch marker on the 10th stitch, the 10th single crochet, and you're going to continue with half double crochets. So yarn over, and go to the next chain, pull up a loop. Now you have 3 loops on your hook, yarn over and pull through all 3 that way. So yarn over, go to the next one with the half double crochet, and you're going to place 1 half double crochet in each stitch in each chain until the end. So continue, and I'm going to meet you at the end of the row. I'm done with my first row. Now you can take the measurements if you like, just to confirm it. Without stretching my work, it measures 16 inches. Okay, so as you continue, it's going to narrow down a little bit. So let us go to the second row. So you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and you're going to work with back loops only. So yarn over, and into the first stitch do your half double crochet, and place 1 half double crochet in each stitch, back loop, until you get to the point where you have the stitch marker. I'm at the point where we have the stitch marker, so you're going to remove the stitch marker and place a single crochet in that stitch, back loop, and you're going to replace your stitch marker into that same stitch, and now you're going to continue with the single crochets until the end of the row, back loops only. So this whole skirt is just made up of back loops, stitches, single crochets for the waist, and half double crochets for the body. It's very easy to make. So when you get to the end, you're going to chain 1 and turn, and you're going to go to the third row. So the third row, you're going to start with the single crochets, then switch to half double crochets. So let us start. So when you get to the stitch marker, you're going to remove the stitch marker and replace that stitch with a single crochet, and replace your stitch marker into the stitch that you just made. And now you're going to continue with half double crochets. So yarn over and just do your half double crochets until the end of the row. So continue, and you're going to meet at the end. Then I'm just going to explain how you're going to continue. I'm at the end of my third row. Now I'm done with my third row. So we can take the measurements and see. I told you it's going to narrow down as you continue. So this one measures, and you're not going to stretch your work while taking the measurements. So right now it measures 15 inches. Okay, so by the time you finish, you'll be like at 14.5 inches. So so from here I can just explain how you're going to continue. So we are at the third row right now, so you're going to go to the fourth row, and you're going to repeat what you did on the second row. So you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and do the half double crochets. And when you get to the point where you have the stitch marker, you're going to remove the stitch marker, replace it with a single crochet, and replace your stitch marker. Then you're going to continue with the single crochets till the end. Then you're going to go to the fifth row. So the fifth row, you're going to repeat what you did on the third row, this row. Okay, you're going to start with the single crochets up to the point where you have the stitch marker. Then remove the stitch marker, place a single crochet there, replace the stitch marker, and continue with half double crochets, and just repeat the same thing. So keep alternating between the second and the third row until you have the size that you want. You're going to take the measurements when it's stretched. Okay, so I'm working with a hip measurement of 40. So I'm going to work up to a point where when I stretch my work, it measures 40 inches. Okay, so continue, and you're going to meet when you are done. So it's actually very simple. This is like just repetition of this, and you're going to meet at the end. I'm done working with the amount of rows that I needed. So I made 96 rows in total. So let us take the measurements and see. So I'm going to take the measurements from, we're just going to take the measurements of half the work. Then you just multiply by 2. So I was working with a hip measurement of 40. So we are going to measure from the midpoint and you're going to measure 20. So our work should stretch to the 20 inches. So I'm just going to place my 20 there and then start from here. This is the midpoint. Then I'm going to stretch my work. You see, it's fully stretched. That means it fits. It can even go up to 40, up to 21, even 22 when it's now overly stretched. So just stretch your work enough and take your measurements. So I'm done working with the amount of rows that I needed. Now let us go ahead and join our work to form a skirt. So there are 2 ways you're going to join these. First, you're just going to join the normal way from the top to the end. And the second one, you're going to use the butterfly to form a little pattern down here. So if you want to join and put your butterfly, then make sure your last row is ended at the top part, like mine. Don't end it at the lower part. But if you just want something closed, you can end it at any point. So on this skirt, there is no front part and wrong side. Right now, both sides are just the same. So now I'm going to remove my stitch marker here because we don't need it anymore. It's time to join our work. So you're just going to chain 1 and you're going to join with slip stitches. So insert your hook into the first stitch, back loop, and on the other side the first stitch also, and you're going to make a slip stitch. Go to the next one and you're just going to keep joining with the slip stitches until the end. Now you can continue by yourself and you're going to meet at the end of the row, but before we continue, we need to mark a point here if you're going to attach your butterfly. So if you're not going to use any butterfly, just continue. You don't need to do this step. So I'm going to count 11 stitches here. On the 11th stitch, you're going to place your stitch marker. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. On the 11th one, I'm going to place my stitch marker, and also on this other side I'm going to count 11 chains, the stitches here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11th. On the 11th, you're going to place your stitch marker. So you're going to work up to this point, then you're going to attach our butterfly. So just continue the same process and you're going to meet at this point. I'm almost getting to the end. So if you don't want to use any butterfly or anything at the bottom here, you're just going to continue up to the end. But since I want to attach my butterfly here, I'm going to stop at this I'm going to stop at the point where I placed my stitch marker. So I'm going to chain 1 and cut. I'm now done joining my work. So the part where we joined will be the wrong side of your work. So let us turn to the right side. And now this is the right side of your work. Now let us go ahead and attach our butterfly. So if you want the tutorial for the butterfly, you're going to check my previous tutorial for the tube top or the arm warmer, and also how to join it. So I'm just going to join it here. Now I'm done attaching my butterfly, and this is how it looks like. Now let us do the last step. We're going to make a string of chains just to use to fasten off this part, or also you can use an elastic band, it's optional. Okay, I'm just going to make my chains, and you're going to meet after we are done so that you can attach it. So you're going to make chains that is long enough, and also it should go around your waist, and it should give you allowance to tie it. Okay, so let us go ahead and attach it. So our work will be like this. You're going to place it this way. Don't place this at the middle or at the side, just at this point. But if you didn't place any butterfly, you're going to place this at the side or at the back, but don't place it at the front. Okay, so let us go ahead and attach it. I'm placing it on every 4th stitch, so go ahead and count yours and also do the same. So you're going to decide. You can tie it at the front or at the back. So mine, I'm going to tie it at the back. I don't like having to tie it at the front. So I'm going to do this, and I'm going to tie my work at the back. So just keep doing that, and when you are done, you're going to remove all the loose ends, and we are done, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on my next video. And if you have not subscribed, please do so, and see you next time.